What do you do when you're stuck with hours of footage that's just boring? Let me show you how I took a chaotic mess of clips and turned them into a story that saved a producer's project, and how you can too. I'll never forget the afternoon I got a phone call from a producer on the East Coast. She was calling to ask me to help her save a story she had produced for a project recently. She had taken a last-minute trip to Northern Ireland to shoot a story along with an inexperienced cameraman. When she came back, she gave the footage to an editor, thinking he would be able to put a great story together, but the finished piece was a mess. She was desperate. I told her I'd be glad to look at it and do what I could to save the story. But when I saw the first cut, I was confused. The editor had cobbled together clips and sound bites without any structure or storyline. It was easy to see why the producer needed help salvaging the story. So I used my 5 story steps to refocus the piece and reshape the clips into a unique story about a husband and wife from Ireland who write songs in a fresh new style. The producer loved my cut and the story was saved. Here's how I did it and how you can too. I started with story step 1 to discover the story. First, I had to figure out what the real story was and who would be watching, and put it together in a story arc that was honest and authentic. Then I took story step 2 to design the story by reorganizing the clips, sound bites, and visuals to focus on the central theme, their music, and the relationship. I had to find a way to make each piece of the puzzle fit in just the right place. Step 3, crafting the story, is where all the magic happened. I started shaping the raw footage into a narrative, choosing the right shots, writing voiceovers, even buying stock footage to fill in gaps. Step 4 was all about engaging the audience. My job wasn't just about telling a good story, it was about making the audience care. So I focused on moments that brought out emotion, whether it was a smile, a conversation, or a quiet moment of reflection. Finally, in story step 5, I styled the story by adding transitions, music, and graphics to enhance the mood and tone. Styling is like adding a layer of polish that makes a story shine before the big reveal. When I'm given a drive or sent a link, like I did for this story, I become like a musical arranger who takes a melody and adds structure to support the lyric, instruments, and voices. Great arrangers know how to turn mediocre melodies into hits. Just by adding the right nuances, I can piece together what I'm given, or arrange the pieces in a new way that will tell a fresher story. It's a stop, listen, and look process. When I'm given an assignment to produce a story from start to finish, like the Blue Republic CrossFit video I just produced for my master course, I become a composer. My job is to understand the story and know my audience, then take them from what they know to what I want them to know by finding thoughts, themes, emotions, and feelings that make a connection. I have to look for the right settings and context to enhance the story, speak to the characters who will be on camera, site survey the location, and create a story map as a guide. I also have to explore the themes that are important to this story, book the crew, direct the shoot, transcribe the footage, create a paper edit that builds the story, lay in visuals, insert music to set the mood, and add transitions, and look for places to add a twist or surprise. So the next time you're stuck with what feels like boring footage, remember there's always a story in there. If you follow my 5 story steps to discover, design, craft, engage, and style your stories, you can turn even the most ordinary footage into something extraordinary. Thanks for watching.